Hello, everyone. We are going to be presenting our lean project on eliminating unnecessary paper waste at Chrysler's Windsor Assembly Plant. I'm Patrick, and I'm joined by Mitch and Jason. So, to start with a bit of background information, this is what the assembly line looks like inside of the plant. The Windsor Assembly Plant is broken up into four major areas: the metal shop, this is where they build the body; the paint shop, where they paint the metal; logistics, where they manage parts and ship cars; and then general assembly, where they assemble and install all the major parts of the car, including the engines. For our project, we're just going to focus on one area of general assembly, chassis zone 4, where they install engines for the three major types of car. The three types of car being the Pacifica, the all-wheel drive Pacifica, and the Dodge Charger. Now, all three of these vehicles share the same assembly line, but not everyone has a job to do on every car. One worker could be responsible for just the Charger's muffler, where another puts the alternator in the Pacifica all-wheel drive. The cars don't come in regular intervals, so there could be significant gaps between your jobs. Therefore, the team leader prints out a piece of paper with a list of the scheduled cars to come down the line so that people with a job on one model is aware of when they can expect the vehicle for their job. These schedules need to be printed for each shift 3 times a day, 5 days a week, and then they're just left cluttered on tables. This amounts to a huge stack of wasted paper by the end of the year. Our solution to this problem is simple. Every workplace has its own dedicated computer. Take the schedule that would normally be printed out and make it easily accessible on the worker's computer. Now, this is even simpler to implement than you would think. The underlying infrastructure already exists on every computer. After talking with older workers in IT support, I discovered that you could access the schedule manually by typing in the following codes: Alt Tab, then you type WIR, then you type SION, then you enter the worker's credentials, then you type QU82, then you type G asterisk, then you type the current track number of the car you're working on, then you type the model number of the car that you're looking for. Then after doing all that, you type F12 and then F10. And you finally get the screen of the schedules. And you have to do all of this within a 50-second window, otherwise the screen resets. So the data can be accessed, it just needs to be an easier process. Our solution is a single button to bring up the schedules.
We've identified three different types of muda: overprocessing, inventory, and motion. Overprocessing is our main focus here, as Chrysler is dumping resources like paper and toner to print out the employees' schedules. And with our improved digital scheduling system, the printed schedules become a complete waste of money and resources. Dealing with inventory is also a problem when thousands of employees are getting paper schedules every day for work. These schedules will be thrown out, piled up, or just lost in the facility, adding up to the clutter. For motion, the printed out schedules also need to be handed out to everyone by the team leaders. This wastes time they could use to be more productive.
In Chassis Zone 4, there are 15 jobs in the area that require these printed production schedules. Each shift gets a schedule, which means there are 3 per day, and this happens 5 days per week. Stretching this out over a full year, we get a total of 11,700 printed schedules every year. The cost of paper is roughly 2 cents per sheet, and at 11,700 prints per year, paper will cost $198.88 annually on average. The Canon printers at Chrysler can take a cartridge that costs $145 and it can yield about 2,100 prints, making the toner cost 7 cents per print. Multiplying this number by the number of prints gets us to $807.80 per year on average. This means a yearly savings of just over $1,000, which will meet the $2,000 goal in just 2 years. As you can see from this graph, the relatively small savings will accumulate over time, and eventually, there will be a substantial amount of money that can be put towards more important endeavors.
Future improvements of this paper-saving innovation would be to digitize all printed information sheets that Chrysler uses. This includes training and job posting sheets that are placed all around the facility. Some of these extra sheets also print in color, which is far more expensive than black and white. This would significantly increase our yearly savings. Moving all info to a shared digital system would make everything easier and more convenient to access, while also eliminating any negatives that come along with printing. Thank you for listening.